Next up, we've got hunger cravings and how to deal with them when you're dieting. It actually comes down to number one, food choices. The food choices that you make matter extremely. So when you're dieting, you want high volume foods. So this can be your fresh fruit, your vegetables, your lean protein sources, your 0% fat Greek yogurt. All of these foods, they're going to keep you feeling fuller for longer, very few calories. That way you can stick within your calories and still eat a ton of food. This way, it doesn't even feel like you're dieting. And that is my absolute aim. Now, you're not going to be feeling full every single day because it's going to be an adjustment period, especially if you were eating a lot of junk food in the past. Yes, you're going to be feeling fantastic because you're moving on to whole foods, better foods in general, more nutrient-dense foods, but you may still have hunger cravings. And the best way to deal with these hunger cravings, caffeine. Caffeine can be your best friend when you're dieting. So I would recommend cutting caffeine out around sort of 12 o'clock, so midday, just because we don't want it to impact your sleep. Because sleep is the next thing. Sleep is going to help you make better decisions. It's going to make sure that you're less hungry, getting less cravings throughout the day when you're nailing your sleep, and also help you burn more fat and maintain more muscle mass. So sleep, absolutely essential. 8 hours of quality sleep every single night. Take it seriously if you want to get results. Don't just brush it off. It's going to be the difference maker to you holding on to muscle and losing more fat. Because you will lose the same amount of weight, but more of that weight loss is going to come from muscle mass than fat. So it's kind of just pointless weight loss at that point. Next up, in terms of cravings, higher water intake. That's going to be massive. It's been shown that people who drink more water going into a meal versus being dehydrated group tend to overeat quite a bit more. So make sure you're getting enough water in, enough sleep, higher volume foods, caffeine. Now, lastly, I would say stay busy. Staying busy is absolutely massive because when you're stuck in the house, you're sitting there, all you can think about is food. It's just because you're bored. Make sure you're staying distracted, you're out the house, you're going for a walk. A walk is going to be key. You're going to be burning a ton of calories, number one, so you're going to be able to have higher calories throughout your day, which makes diet adherence that much easier. You're going to be distracted, you're going to be out the house and actually staying active. And lastly, I want you to think about why you started in the first place. You've got to start looking to sacrifice now for what you want later. So you have to have that overall goal in mind. Because if not, as soon as you get hungry, you're just going to be slamming straight to the cupboard and eating whatever you want. But if you've got that reason why you started and it's rock solid, you're going to be thinking about what you actually want in the future versus that donut now. Would you rather be having that donut now and then being insecure on the beach in the summer? Or would you rather be disciplined now and see that result? Lastly, we've got actually removing ease of access. So no foods that you tend to overeat in the cupboard, no snacks that you tend to overeat. When it's there, you're thinking about it. When it's out of ease of access, it becomes a conscious decision. So for example, if you've got a snack in the cupboard, as soon as you get that craving, you're going to go in there. Subconsciously, you know it's there. But if it's not there, if it's out of sight, then what's going to happen? You're going to actively have to go to the shops, buy it, bring it home, eat it. That becomes a conscious decision, and that's going to be enough to where you're thinking about why you started in the first place, and you're far less likely to go for that. That's going to help you stay on track massively. So these are the ways that you can combat your cravings.